Welcome back to DXB Today. Great to have your company this evening as we focus on the diverse cultural landscape that makes up this extraordinary city. And to that end, our next guest is a human resource professional utilizing his expertise to provide strategic guidance and drive impactful initiatives and change that align with business objectives. Please welcome to DXB Today, Faheem Al Khan from DMI Media Incorporated, or DMI Human Resources. Yeah. Boss, good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Nice
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Interesting. It's interesting, this one, because especially when we look at your current role, and I know you have a number of roles in human resources, but when it comes to a communications company, when it comes to a media company that has an out-facing brand and perspective as well, and yet a multicultural workforce working towards that brand, yeah. How important is it that you've got a number of different nationalities understanding each other's cultural nuances?
Well, it's quite interesting. If you would look at the Middle East itself, and specifically Dubai, you would look at 200 plus nationalities that you have there. And it's inevitable to avoid a conflict of culture or interactions of people from different cultures. You will have to interact with a person who's not from the same culture. And the beauty of the place is that it allows you, because the people, the harmony they have here, they allow you to resolve all these interactions or conflicts if you ever end up in. And Dubai is being awarded first in the region and sixth globally on the Global Power City Index 2020, because of the interactions they have with the people. The same applying to workplace, you would end up having many nationalities that you have. Now, it's very understanding, and our role as HR, human resources, it becomes very important that you carry certain development programs. You have certain culture awareness programs for the employees to understand at least the basics and the basic requirements of the other culture that you would end up having in the workplace. Yeah.
So Faheem, I know that you host courses here and
Yes.
you often guide new employees. What are some of the tips that you give them? Alanud has already shared some of her own, and excited to hear yours.
Yeah, I think so. It's very important. Right? So there are different aspects that you look at, right? So if you have an employee and you have a line manager, we would try to end up a bit differently, because a line manager, you would have your Emirati woman, Emirati male that you would end up with having your subordinates. It's very important to take them through what would be the expectation of Emirati woman. She has to look after her house, her family as well. At times you would require to have interactions in family, especially in the evening. We don't really recommend or would want the Emirati woman to be in the workplace after 5 p.m. So to allow more flexible work environment, to be very good in planning of the work, the line managers. When you come to the employees and employee-to-employee interactions, you would end up having them to understand what would be the body language, the gestures, the eye contact is very important for us Emiratis. You would, so if you end up in a majlis, for example, just by the gesture of your hand, the person who's serving you coffee or qahwa would understand what you mean. Right. So you have to be very aware of your body language. Your gestures and the eye contact is very important when you deal with an Emirati.
I'm keen to keep eye contact.
Sure.
We're all staring him down. We're like, what did you
Thank
say?
you.
Alanud, anything to add?
Actually, I want to ask if you host National Day events at work, and what kind of activities do you do for expats, maybe to educate them more about our culture?
Well, usually you would see almost all the companies, they now compete when they come to the National Day celebration. People, you will have a lot of other people, and you see the people from other cultures, they really take part in it. They really love the atmosphere, they really love the happenings of it. So you would have, as an HR, we would make sure that the program has all the aspects of our culture. So from chabab, from legimat, from standing and give standing ovation to the flag, where you raise the flag. There is respect that we pay, and we also would indulge them in the different activities that we have. At times we even allow them how to make kebab, for example, or khubz al-gag, for example. Yeah, so these are the things that we actually want to elaborate what our culture means and how do we want people to be accepting the culture.
Definitely. Yeah. So Faheem, we're living in a very modern time right now, and technology is playing a huge role in our lives. So how do you integrate technology and communication while still being respectful to your co-workers?
So I would want to give one of the incident that happened just a few weeks back. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, he was on his tour to Korea, and he met a lot of students there. And what he said in his speech to them is, I want to have a time with one of the Emirati students who are here, driving me through the road and talking to me about AI, talking to me about nanotechnology, talking to me about space. However, if we end up standing on the side of the road or might be at the sea, I want them to say, excuse me, might be I can go and pick up some wood to make gahwa. So that is what we taught about our leaders. Our leaders teach us this, and the same goes for our Emiratis. Us as Emirati, we are outspoken, we are confident, we are learning the norms of the new technology that is coming in, and we would not say we can avoid it. There is no way to avoid it, because you have to go for it, right? Accordingly, what is more important that you still preserve your traditional values and your values that you care for. That's very important. Technology is changing the communication. Very important for us to understand what are the basics of other cultures. So the awareness of culture is very important, and our role becomes bigger.
I'm conscious of time,
Sure.
but there is a question that I've been saving up literally for the last 25 years, and I feel so comfortable with you that I'm willing to ask this question now.
Sure.
It's that one question you meant to ask 25 years ago, but you've waited until now. What's Wasta?
Wasta.
Well, I might say, jokingly, we also call it vitamin W.
Yes.
So, I don't know why it's associated with Middle East, and especially at some areas within UAE as well. If you look at history and if you look globally, it's available everywhere. I would want to say, I don't know if you pronounce it rightly or not, it's the word is called guangxi in Chinese,
Okay.
right? What it means is to have that comfort of interaction, to end up having certain favors to others, right? That's what it means. Again, there is a theory, I would really quote it here. It's called the P.I.E theory. What it means, it's the theory of success. It's called performance, I for image, to cultivate the right image and have the proper exposure of yourself to the right people. What you put into your CV of your experience and your academic qualification to vouch an opportunity is nothing but, I would call it Wasta, for the right people to know. So I would say there are two folds of it. One is, which we know, is to obligate you with certain request, which usually is not favorable even in Emirati culture. The second one is to create opportunities, and that's what I would say is the side that we really believe in.
After all those years.
Yeah.
Opening doors.
I'll
Thank
say
you, Sovereign.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I will
Thank you
say,
for
joining
having
DMI, one thing that really stood out for me is whether you know someone or not, everyone says hello, assalamu alaikum. Everyone is so friendly and open, and
Yes.
that is something else. Thank you so much. I hope
Thank
you
you.
come back and join us
Thank
soon.
you for having me.
Now, today's spotlight is on an organization helping quantify and transform organizational and consumer culture into strategic objectives to ensure successful outcomes. This is Wasim Karakabi from the Culture Factor Group.
So my name is Wasim Karkabi. I am the managing partner for the Culture Factor in the MENA region. We're trying to help organizations understand culture better in order for them to be able to address strategic issues inside their organizations and be able to deliver on their strategic objectives by understanding organizational culture, intercultural management, and consumer culture. Well, some of the major milestones have been to internationalize the company over the past 35 years, going across borders, serving a wide variety of multinational organizations, local organizations, and government entities as well, and being probably the #1 data-driven organizational culture and intercultural management experts in the region. The majority of the challenges come from businesses understanding how to quantify culture, because culture is a very intangible and very fluid things for most organizations and leaders within businesses. So our aim is to always help them understand culture from a quantitative point of view using data, so that they can start to measure culture, and then whatever you can measure, you can change. Well, Dubai is a melting pot of nationalities all working together in one place, and it's a beautiful setting to actually discuss and talk about culture, cultural tolerance, and cultural understanding. When people come from different parts of the world to work together, you can imagine the kinds of value differences that they have coming to work in a single organization. And what we do is actually help bring them together so that they can understand each other better, communicate better with each other, and help achieve the organization's strategy in a more efficient and more productive manner.
Wasim there from the Culture Factor Group. Right, from that little update to our roundup. And Amy has the roundup for us tonight.
I do indeed. According to a report by Duke Emir, the UAE is the world's second hardest working country, with residents in the Emirates working an average of 50.9 hours per week. However, with 97% going out for entertainment every month, it also highlights how Emirati nationals and expatriate workers are contributing to the UAE's rapid growth and success, but also finding time to enjoy themselves. The study, which included a poll of more than 1,000 residents, also found that 7 in 10 people in the UAE dine out every single week, while 2/3, 66% of people play sports every week. There we go.
We work hard and we party hard. How about that?
We definitely do. I think that's a great reflection, actually, of how, we come to Dubai. We want to enjoy the work and the, the social side of things.
I will say residents of Dubai and the UAE are incredibly productive and are incredibly busy. And I think that's how we manage to entertain ourselves so much while also maintaining a really busy and hectic work schedule. But yeah, I don't know how proud we should be that we work so much. What are you thinking, Alana?
I think, to be honest, living in the country that we live in today, it's very fast-paced. So if you don't keep up with the pace, you'll end up missing a lot on life, because we have to learn to do time management in our lives currently. We need to have time for ourselves, for our family, for our work, for our business. So most of the business people you see as well have a different type of job. I'm an entrepreneur, but I also work in another place. So I think the time today is something that's running away from us. So it's very important to keep track of pacing out with life nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting report, actually. I think it speaks volumes on a number of areas. I think one of the things, we're a work-driven environment, aren't we? You know, we're an environment that you need a visa fundamentally to be here, and that visa is ordinarily linked to work to a certain degree, and therefore it encourages work as a place where people come to look to work and further their lives and their careers. With that, as you say, comes that element to go, if I'm working hard all week, then I will let my hair down at the weekend, but spend more time with friends, spend more time with family, etc. The sports one I find really interesting as well. I think, and again, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think, one of the privileges we have, and a lot of people go, oh no, but this is entitlement. The privileges we have is because we work so hard, we need help at home. And a lot of families have help at home. And that allows husbands, wives, others to spend more time with fitness, with other elements, with socializing. So I think that sort of is factored in. And the one last one I will do is the spending power thing that we mentioned there, about going out. There's latest travel figures coming out showing that travel is going down, travel spend is going down around the world, apart from, guess where? The Middle East. Hence why travel companies, airlines, so many people are looking to the Middle East at the moment, because there is still that willingness to spend. The Dubai duty-free figures coming out recently, they're suggesting that the people that are spending the most at duty-frees are Middle Eastern and Arab travelers.
I'm going to add one to your list. Tell me if you agree. It is a very young population here, isn't it?
Well,
Tom's like, no, it's not. I'm the average age. What are you talking about? No, it's a very young population, which I think, forces us to kind of keep up with the youth. They're a lot more energetic. We're going out. We're trying to, you know, stay young and enjoy the same kind of activities, but also a very healthy and good looking. And I feel like everyone comes here and wants to be their best in every sense. So yeah, transforming physically, mentally. Anyway, lots more to talk about, clearly, and the debates shall continue. But coming up, we find out the cultural nuances of working in a multicultural office with the team at Deloitte Middle East. Plus, we've got great music on set, so you stay with us.